In the cradle of civilization, where sun-baked mud-brick cities shimmered under a merciless sun, a power struggle brewed between Enmerkar, the lion of Uruk, and the unseen lord of Aratta, a mountain kingdom shrouded in mist. Enmerkar, a king chosen by the heavens, dreamt of a glorious Uruk, its temples adorned with gleaming gold and lapis lazuli, a testament to divine favor. But these treasures resided in the treacherous realm of Aratta, a land whispered to be overflowing with precious stones and metals. Driven by ambition and a touch of divine madness, Enmerkar dispatched a messenger, a wiry man with eyes like smoldering coals, across 7 treacherous mountain passes. His message, a thunderclap echoing through the valleys, demanded the Lord of Aratta submit to Uruk's rule and offer tribute to the temples of Inanna, the fickle goddess of love and war. Aratta, however, remained silent. Weeks bled into months, the silence heavy with unspoken defiance. Then, a reply arrived, borne by a wizened man with a forked beard that dripped with malice. The Arattans, it seemed, were not easily cowed. They scoffed at Enmerkar's demands and instead issued a challenge, a twisted riddle wrapped in a cruel necessity. Aratta was gripped by a famine, its people gaunt and desperate. Enmerkar, they declared, could prove his divine right to rule only by delivering a bounty of grain, but not in any ordinary way. The grain, they proclaimed, must flow like water, yet be carried by beasts of burden. Enmerkar retreated to the inner sanctum of his palace, the weight of the challenge pressing down on him. Days bled into sleepless nights. His advisors, men with faces etched with worry, offered no solace. But Enmerkar was no ordinary king. A spark ignited in his eyes, a spark of cunning that had become legend throughout Sumer. With a flourish, he unveiled his plan, a stroke of genius that defied logic. Green malt, on the cusp of germination, would be used. Packed into nets, it would sprout during the journey, effectively multiplying the grain. It was a gamble, a brazen display of not just resourcefulness, but also a subtle claim of divine providence after all. Who but a god-favored king could coax life from mere seeds during such a perilous journey? The grain arrived in Aratta, a verdant symbol of Enmerkar's defiance. The arrogant lord of Aratta, caught off guard by this audacious display, sputtered and fumed. He countered with another challenge, a test both of ingenuity and of the very fabric of reality. Enmerkar, he declared, must send a scepter, a symbol of rulership, crafted from a material that existed yet did not wood, not metal, not stone, not anything known to man. Enmerkar retreated once more, the weight of the riddle heavy on his shoulders. Weeks turned into a grueling test of will. Finally, a triumphant glint returned to his eyes. He had the answer, a single, perfect reed, nurtured for a decade under the watchful gaze of the gods. Split with a single, powerful blow, it became the most unique scepter the world had ever seen. The Lord of Aratta, bewildered and frustrated, sputtered once more. Yet, he was not finished. With a desperate flourish, he issued a final challenge, a duel between champions, but with a twist. Enmerkar's warrior, he declared, must wear a garment of a color that did not exist. Enmerkar's brow furrowed. This was a challenge unlike any he had faced before, but then a sly smile spread across his face. He presented his champion with a garment, woven from unbleached wool, its color the natural hue of sheep, not quite white, not quite grey, a paradox made manifest. The stage was set for the final confrontation. Enmerkar dispatched a messenger, a man with a booming voice, to deliver his final demands, complete and utter submission. But the message was long and complex, a tapestry of words designed to break the will of any man. The messenger stumbled, his voice cracking under the pressure. Enmerkar, in a stroke of inspiration, realized the flaw in his plan. With a revolutionary act, he ordered the message etched onto a clay tablet, the first words ever captured in this permanent form. The tablet, imbued with the power of the spoken word, became a weapon of a new kind. The tablet arrived in Aratta, a silent testament to Enmerkar's ingenuity. The Lord of Aratta, a man of the old ways, stared at the cryptic symbols in confusion. He was illiterate, trapped in a world where knowledge was passed down through spoken word and tradition. Enmerkar's gambit had backfired spectacularly. The message remained undeciphered. Panic flickered in the Lord of Aratta's eyes for the first time. The audacity of this new weapon, a message that defied the spoken word, a tangible representation of knowledge that could be hoarded or shared, sent shivers down his spine. It was a power he couldn't grasp, a power that threatened the very foundation of his rule. Days bled into agonizing weeks. The once proud Lord of Aratta paced his opulent chambers, the weight of the tablet a constant reminder of his growing impotence. His advisors, usually a fount of belligerent pronouncements, now offered only nervous murmurs. The silence from Uruk was deafening, broken only by the relentless desert wind howling through the mountain passes. Then, a miracle. Or perhaps, a cruel twist of fate. The skies, which had been a relentless expanse of arid blue, opened up. Rain, a life-giving torrent, cascaded down the parched mountains, nourishing the famished land. The people of Aratta, on the brink of despair, erupted in joyous cheers. The Lord of Aratta, his face streaked with water and something suspiciously like tears, saw this as a sign. Inanna, the fickle goddess, had not abandoned him after all. Perhaps, he dared to believe, she had finally recognized his unwavering devotion. Emboldened by this perceived divine favor, the Lord of Aratta finally relented. He dispatched a messenger, not with bluster and threats, but with a head bowed low and a message of grudging respect. He acknowledged Enmerkar's ingenuity and, albeit indirectly, the power of the written word. He agreed to a tributary relationship with Uruk, a concession that would forever alter the power dynamics of the region. The story ends here, leaving the final outcome shrouded in mystery. Did Enmerkar ever receive the message of submission? Did Uruk's influence truly extend to the remote kingdom of Aratta? These questions remain unanswered, a testament to the enduring power of a well-told story. However, one thing was certain: the world had irrevocably changed. Enmerkar, the cunning king of Uruk, had not only secured his city's future, but had also ushered in a new era, the era of the written word. His legacy would forever be etched, not just in the annals of history, but on clay tablets, a silent testament to his unwavering ambition and a harbinger of the vast knowledge to come.